Okay, recording has started. Hi Gokul. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, hi Vivek. Nice to see you in this forum here.
Yes, forum for sure. So yeah, this is just like an experiment. I just thought um, when we share a lot of compositions, I always feel like there's so many notes that you talk about and we all discuss, but that you have lots of insights and very interesting things to share about compositions that I feel like the whole world should hear, not just the people in the class, right? So this is my attempt to just like ask people about what I'm really curious about. So thanks for joining me today. And I thought maybe today, like we discussed, we could delve into canitODi tEvE a little bit.
Oh
Does that
yeah,
sound good?
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I'm very happy to do this. So, Chanitodi Teve, it's a very popular composition. There are at least two different versions
Hmm.
of this composition. One is the Mankale Adi version, um, which I've heard, like Dr. S. Ramanathan and even other people sing that one Kale version. The version that I have learnt is that you also sing, right? Is the
Hmm.
two Kale version, and that is the Brindama part. The more popular version, though, is DKJ sir's version.
Yeah.
um, it has its own nuances and the approach. The Brindama version வந்து அதுல ஒரு தனி ஒரு there is a charm to it,
Yeah.
and there are a few sangatis in this version that are really very good. I mean, although first of all, although they sang it in two kalai, if you listen to their recordings, it will sound like it's between one kalai and two kalai. So in the rendingatta, like they call it, right?
Hmm.
Not one kalai, neither one kalai nor two
Hmm.
kalai. And it's just amazing if you listen to their recordings how beautifully they stick to the sangatis, the aesthetics, the nuances, even with that slightly higher than higher than two kalai speed.
Hmm.
They will still be very like disciplined about the sangatis and its
Right.
clarity and the fast phrases and all that. Very beautiful. Anyway, in fact, there is one recording I recently came across in which it almost sounds like Brindama is singing it in one kalai,
Oh
but with
wow.
all the sangatis, that all the details that we are
Hmm.
packing into that composition, it seems like she's sung it in almost like one kalai itself. It's
My
really
goodness.
beautiful. It's a very recent recording that I came across. I haven't heard that before.
Hmm.
But there are other older recordings in which it's somewhere in between, not one kalai, but
Right.
not two kalai as well, somewhere in between.
So what do you mean by that is basically it's a little bit faster than two kalai, and
Yeah.
it's a little
So
bit slower than one
So
kalai.
if we were to sing this in two kalai, it would be Chani Todi Tebe Wo Chani. So this is the two kalai sort of a pace, like
Hmm.
standard two kalai pace, right, for a lot of compositions. But her renditions, you will see Chani Todi Tebe Janitodi teve wo. So it will be in that speed. But recently I came across one recording in which it's almost Janitodi teve wo manasa chani. So it is in that speed, which is very interesting.
Very interesting. Wow. Yeah. So it's basically you're talking about the pacing and
Yeah,
how she maintains the clarity and the integrity of
right.
the sangatis. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So basically your Padantaram is the Brindama style
Yeah.
Padantaram here.
So I learned
Yeah.
it from Kalyani Mami, our Guru Kalyani Sharma,
Yeah.
Sangeeta Kalacharya Kalyani Sharma, who has in turn learned it from Brindama. It will be almost the same as how
Hmm.
Brindama sings. So very beautiful padam. We are
Yeah.
very lucky to have got this version,
Absolutely.
because there are few sangatis, especially in the charanam, that are very nice.
Yes.
And there is a story about this composition as well. So when you listen to this padam, some questions might come to your mind, like, okay, are we really singing harikAmbhOji, or is it kamas or whatever? And then I came across a very interesting anecdote. I don't want to mention the names of the artists, but then there is a certain very senior artist, was asked by his guru about what ragam this composition is, and that senior artist is said to have said that this is in kamas, not in harikAmbhOji.
Ah.
And
Right. Right.
that the guru apparently commended that artist, the senior artist,
Ah,
about his jnanam. Yes, this is closer to Kamas only,
right, right, right.
um, than
Yeah, I thought
Harikam.
I heard something like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, actually, I sang this on stage once, and a very senior artist asked me, "Hey, these sangatis sound like they're in Kamas, right?" Very cool.
Yeah. But that is this padam, right? They have, for some reason, some kamas like sangatis have
Hmm.
made it into this pathantaram.
Hmm.
But we can, I mean, it's debatable.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
don't know whether this is what is kamas, what is harikambudi is a big debate. I mean, certainly one has emerged from the other.
Hmm.
Um, for sure, because harikambudi, I don't know. I mean, of course, it's an old ragam.
Very old raga.
It is set to, I mean, there are tevarams and all in harikambodi. It's supposed to be an old pun, I think.
Mm-hmm.
um, but kamas is also an old ragam, so I'm sure that both of them have had some um, influence of each other. If you listen to one of the kamas javalis, appudu manasu, for instance, it will not even sound like kamas, it will sound like harikambodi.
So it goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Very cool. Okay, so should we kind of like delve into some of the phrases of the song?
Yeah.
By the way, we should just say, uh, so this is composed by Tyagaraja Swami. It's in harikAmbhOji, at least on paper. Adi, rendu kalai adi thalam, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Rendu kalai adi thalam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll do the
Uh,
Pallavi, and then maybe you can sing the Anupallavi. And
sure, sure, sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cani tODi tEvE cani tODi tEvE cani tODi tEvE manasa chani 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 tODi tEvE. Yeah.
Vale. Aha.
Yeah, so many things to observe, right, in this
Hmm.
in the Pallavi. So um, the approach to sing chani tODi,
Hmm.
it's not that like straight notes, right?
Continuous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chani to,
Aha.
there itself, like I whenever I listen to Brindama, it's so
Ah.
beautiful, the way
Hmm.
there is a jumpiness, in the way they sing.
Yes. Aha.
So it's a very beautiful, such a neato di oh
Yeah.
te
As opposed to.
chanito di.
Ah,
That
interesting.
ma is like a chanito di ma. You can't really define it. That's the thing, and we should
Aha.
leave that uncertainty there.
Aha.
Di te ve. And then of course all those sangatis are very beautiful. And then that I really like that pa, that long pause.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Manasa chani gamavada chani tODi tEvE the structure, the flow of that sangat itself, right?
Hmm.
Evo mana sa sa, right? You won't find these kind of sangatis in other compositions. Mana sa cha cha. In fact, that Risa Nida Pama singing in harikAmbhOji is quite a challenge. You have to be
Hmm.
very careful. Risa Nida Ba Risa Nida.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful. If you don't pay attention to it.
Masajani.
tODi tEvE wo manasachani tODi tEvE wo, that wo
Aha.
manasa manasa, not on the beat, but you have to like manasachani pasa canitODi tEvE.
Hmm.
A
Hmm.
lot of things to enjoy in the Pallavi itself, and the
Mm-hmm.
composition becomes more and more interesting as you go into the
Yeah.
Anupallavi. Anyway, that you should sing.
Yeah. No, I can sing that. A couple of things I wanted to underline here is like, so you mentioned a lot of discrete, a lot of there's some discrete, some discontinuity, like Jani tODi deve go illa there's
Yeah,
that
the
there's that
flowiness,
high,
the
what we
high.
call high
Yeah,
quality, right?
I like to call, yeah, high. High.
It's almost like it goes very slowly, transitions to sa.
Yeah, yeah,
Would be a very would be the conventional way you would sing it. That's
right,
also very beautiful. But
right.
this is kind of a highlight of. Would you say this is a kind of a very common
Definitely,
Brindama
definitely. Yeah,
aesthetics
yeah, yeah.
in many swaras, right?
Yeah, I mean,
All
general
across.
in that Dhanama family, they had that high sort of
Yeah,
relax. Even Vishwasar, when you hear him, right,
yeah,
he has that highness. Highness.
yeah.
Oh, அதே ஒரு word ஆ நம்ம வச்சிருக்கோம்.
Absolutely. And the other thing I wanted to underline is like, one of the early things I learned from you is like this. You call it a closing of the.
Ah,
We can
yeah,
even talk about it in the Anupallavi because there are many places where in the Anupallavi
right, right.
it
In the
occurs.
Pallavi, so
But can you explain what that means?
wo wo wo
Yeah.
wo.
So
There's
what is,
nothing.
yeah? Can you dive into that? What is happening there? So would be more conventional, right?
Right.
So there's this
So you have to sort
cookie
of like,
type of effect.
yeah, exactly. Sort of a hook, and then you're going down as well. There you go. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
If you were to see like the notes we are traversing, gari pa ma, right? So,
Yeah.
and then that pa is like really not heard. You're just
Ah.
like
Right.
using it as a hook there,
Right.
which is one very beautiful aesthetic of this family in general.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It seems very subtle, and it also occurs as like manasa na ga ga ri sa, but that
yeah,
sa to ga, it seems like there's a little bit of a closure to
yeah, yeah.
manasa jani tODi tEvE.
Right.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Anupallavi polama.
Anupallavi.
So I'll sing the Anupallavi. Kani karamu togani, kani karamu togani, kani karamu togani, karamidi chira, kani karamu togani, karamidi chira, kalamu sukhamanu bhavimpa vegame, kalamu sukhamanu bhavimpa వేగమే కాలము సుఖమను భావింప వేగమే చనితోడి తేవే ఓ మనస జనితోడి తేవే
Aha. So one more thing, in fact, in that Pallavi itself, chani, chani, the timing with which, the pace with which you go to that sa, chani, chani, அவ்வளோ டிஸ்க்ரீட்டாக இல்லாமல் chani to அதெல்லாம் over
Take
time
your
I
time.
think it comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. அதே மாதிரி கரெக்ட். அதான் அந்த அனுப்பல்லவியில் there are so many things, right? அந்த of course கனிக்கார முத்துலாம் you'll hear that kind of phrases in other harikAmbhOji songs itself. But kani takadimi takadimi takajanu takadimi takadimi takajanu kani karamu to kani karamidi.
One second. Just to underline, what just happened here. Basically, what you're saying is that conventionally it would be kani karamu to kani that would be the conventional way to do it.
Right.
But what's happening is here is like the pace is changing throughout those three beats. Very variable. Yeah.
And I mean the other approach is also good, right? So that can be very helpful in certain other contexts, but when it comes to this family Patantaram, this family's approach, we have to sort of like almost wear another hat.
Absolutely. Yeah. The other thing is like you can notice the closure of the closure of the subtle hook type of it's not like hitting the ma or hitting the ga, like very very subtly passing through those.
And one very striking aspect of this Anupallavi is that karamidi, that flat rishabam. Karamidi, both I have heard in their record. Kara and karamidi chira kalamu sukhamanu bhavimpa vegame I don't know how to notate it anyway. Vegame. Okay. And then kalamu sukhamanu bhavimpa vegame kechani. So two aspects about that song. Vegame. One thing I very dearly remember how much I struggled to get that sangati. I told you, right, that padani get it very comfortable with you, because normally in harikAmbhOji you would, I don't think you normally would not you do those kind of phrases. The Risanida Pamaga, it's a sort of a unique combination of notes, is what I have observed. And then so it is quite hard to get it the first time. I struggled to get it in class. And then vegame and then is a
that's so beautiful.
It's a very playful thing, right?
I know.
It does not fit the structure of the composition. Critics of that approach will say it is not like suddenly you're going to harikAmbhOji and all that. But I think it's just the certain things you have to sort of like learn to accept as you're doing something for the sake of emotional bonding or for the sake of
Well, it's just the
affection and
sheer
love.
delight of the whole thing.
There,
It's
and there
so
is a genuine
delightful.
delight to it. Yeah, Chani.
I mean, it's like
Yeah,
Kalamu Sukamaru Bhavimba Vegame Chantito. Aha, it's so delightful. It's like
yeah,
suddenly it's on this,
right,
you know,
right,
uh, it's very surprising and it's
right,
beautiful.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So anyway, so that is a very, very beautiful aspect of this composition.
Mm.
Now that being said, it is interesting that the Pallavi starts on the Samam,
Mm.
the Anupallavi starts on the Arayadam, and the Sharanam
Mm.
also, at least in this version, starts on the Arayadam.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Arayadam starting for the Pallavi back when you're connecting it, it's not all that misplaced, because anyway
Because
there seems to
Anupallavi
be
started
some
at Arayadam.
confusion throughout the composition.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it is
Yeah.
not necessarily adding to any more confusion. There is already confusion.
You're like, we've already endured this confusion.
Yeah, why
Why
not
not take
one more?
advantage of it and
Yeah.
add some
No,
delight on top of it?
I went through a lot of like lot of time thinking about, okay, should we sing it that way? Should we
What would be
change
the
it?
alternative, Gokul, here?
I think the other like DKJ versions that I've heard.
Mega
Me
me chen
chani to
me
no no
chen.
no no no
Ah.
no. Vega me chani
Oh, I
to
see, I see, I see, I see. Got it, got it, got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you go back to the
yeah, the last
as the Pallavi should be in the Samam.
right,
Yeah. Got it,
right.
got it. Okay.
But I have debated in my mind for a long time, like
Mm.
is that change warranted or not?
Mm.
But again, for me, it is just okay. The love and affection I have for this padam, that I will say, okay, I'm not touching it.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the
Okay.
charanam is very
Charanam
beautiful.
Polama?
Yeah,
Charanam,
that
which
is
is
the
the pièce de résistance of this song. Yeah.
exactly the
Uh-huh.
four sangatis of the charanam, right? The
Yeah.
charanam
The
line.
Patitula Broche.
Patitula broche patadikarini 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 oh patitula broche patadikarini patitula broche patadikarini patitula broche patadikarini paramata mata वशिष्ठानुसारिणी परमात्मत वशिष्ठानुसारिणी द्युतिनिर्जित शत द्युतिनिर्जित शत द्युतिनिर्जित शत शम्बरारिणी द्युतिनिर्जित शत शम्बरारिणी धूरिण त्यागराज चारिणी धूरिण त्यागराज चारिणी कीचनितोडि तेवे वो manasa canitODi tEvE.
Aha.
So the charanam, the first four sangatis, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pati Tula, so beautiful, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when you sing all these kind of, like especially Brindama versions and broadly Dhanama family padams, the sense of like raga definitions, this is what is possible in this raga, or this is what is allowed in this raga, and so forth, right? Those kinds of arguments, like you just have to like leave it away.
Mm.
Otherwise, you'll miss the beautiful aspects of the line itself.
Mm-hmm.
We should not bind ourselves through with all these constraints.
Mm.
When we start to enjoy and learn these compositions in this particular pardon in particular, right?
Yeah.
So pati tula broche pa che patadikarini.
Aha.
So
Yeah.
this sounds like kamas, yes, but only if you think of kamas, you will it'll sound like kamas. To me this is like chanitODi, that's it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful. That's the first one.
Yeah,
By the
yeah.
way, even before we get to the second Sangati, in the first Sangati itself, like, Pati tula broche patadhikarini. All the vibrato, like all the, the close knit way that
Right.
a lot of these, like it's they're hugging the note.
Yeah,
First of all, அதுலயும் ஒரு ஹாய் இருக்கு பாரு. ஏ
yeah,
ஏ ஏ ஏ இல்லாம ஏ
yeah. Actually அதுலயே வந்து ரெண்டு
பட்டாதிகாரிணி.
விதமா அவ பாடுவா. ஏ ஏ ஏ ஏ
ஆ
ஏ ஏ ஏ ஜஸ்ட் லைக் த
ஏ
chanitODi
ஏ
பல்லவி.
ஆ
அது ம், பதி தூல ரோச்சே
ஆ அதுலயும் ஹாயா இருக்கு
அது
ஆக்சுவலி.
ஆமா. சே
ஆ
ப சே சே 2ம்
சே
இருக்கு. I think
சே
depending on the speed, yeah,
ப
depending on
ஆ
the speed with which they sing, right?
ரைட்.
They may choose one or the other.
ரைட். பட் ரைட், அதுக்கப்புறம் எல்லாம் அந்த ஸ்புரித்தம் எல்லாம் இட் இஸ் வெரி வெரி
Oh, very minor.
பட்டாதிகாரிணி. பியூட்டிஃபுல்.
The
அப்படியே
measure of the gamakams.
ம் யா ரொம்ப சட்டில், வெரி
Very subtle.
நாட் டூ யா நாட் வெரி இன் யுவர் ஃபேஸ்.
Right, right.
வெரி வெரி சட்டில், வெரி பியூட்டிஃபுல். யா
Exactly. Yeah.
அடுத்தது இது கேட்கவே வேண்டாம்.
Yeah.
அது கொஞ்சம் கமாஸ் மாதிரி ஹூ கேர்ஸ்.
Actually, it is, நம்ம தான் maybe we are overthinking, Vivek. ஏன்னா இப்போ
இல்லை,
ఎందుకు
ஐம் நாட் ஓவர் திங்கிங். நான் ஜாலியாக பாடிட்டு இருக்கேன்.
எல்லாம் வந்து ఎందుకు నిర్దయాలலாம் இருக்கு. அந்த
ஆ
உடத்த பக்தி பமத பதலாம் வருது.
ம்
அதுவும் இவா பாடம் தான். I don't recall how other பாடம்ஸ் have that, but
ம்
உடத்த பக்தி கனி எல்லாம் இருக்கு.
ஆஹாஹா பியூட்டிஃபுல்.
கனி
ஆஹா
பமத பத. So
ம்
maybe I have a feeling there has been like give and take between those two ragams.
Yeah, we don't really have to dive in too much
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, I think that is the least interesting part of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's so much, a lot of. Okay, அடுத்தது என்னது?
பதி தூல ஆஹா,
ஆஹா.
இதுல இருக்கிற ஒரு ஹாய் எப்ப பாப்பா.
I mean,
பதி தூல
especially coming right after the previous one.
அதுதான் பதி தூல ப்ரோ தவ. ஐயோ,
Ah.
இதெல்லாம் வந்து ரசிக்கிறதுக்கு கொடுத்து வைக்கணும். பாடுறது அடுத்தது.
Right. இல்ல, the ordering of the Sangati is also so good, right? So first வந்து பதி து பதனித, அடுத்தது மகரித, ரைட்?
ஆமா.
அடுத்தது வந்து மகரேச சா
ரொம்ப
தவ பதி துல.
அந்த ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் எவ்வளவு அழகான அந்த சங்கத்தியோட ஸ்ட்ரக்சர்.
Gorgeous.
அப்புறமா யூ கோ டு நார்மல். பதி துல ரோச்சே பட்டாதிகாரி.
ஆஹா. ஆஹா.
பரம் இதுல ஒரு விசேஷம் இருக்கு, சொல்லி ஆகணும். பரமார்த்த மத்த தான் அவ கொடுப்பா. புரியுதா?
ம்.
நம்ம அப்படி பாடுறது இல்ல. பட்
ரைட், ரைட்.
பரமார்த்த மத்த
ம்.
அப்படி
ம்.
வச்சுக்கோ. பட் நீத பைரப மக சா இதா
ம்.
அவ
ம். இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங். யா, யா.
இதா. சோ அது அந்த
ஆக்சுவலி ஈவன் அந்த பத்தி தூள் ஸோ லாஸ்ட் சங்கதி இருக்கு இல்லையா, பத்தி தூள ரோச்சே பட்டாதிகாரிணி அந்த காரிணி அதுலேயும் ஒரு ஹாய், பிகாஸ் இட் இஸ் ஃப்ளோயிங் ஃப்ரம் ஒன் செட் ஆஃப் கமகாஸ் டு த அதர் செட் ஆஃப் கம.
கரெக்ட். அதுல எல்லாம் நன்னா ஒதுக்குவா. ரெக்கார்டிங் அவார்டோட ரெக்கார்டிங் கேட்டா நன்னா ஒதுக்கி. அதுவும் அந்த கொஞ்சம் ஸ்பீட்ல இருக்கும். ஐ அம் நாட் ஏபிள் டு, ஆஃப் கோர்ஸ் வி கான்ட் ரிப்ரொடியூஸ் தட். தே ஆர் டிஃபரண்ட், completely different, right? Their own thing anyway. பதி துல பதி துல ரோச்சே ஏ பட்டாதிகாரி ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஒரு லூப் கொடுத்து அந்த ஒதுக்கெல்லாம் நிறைய பார்ப்பேன். ரொம்ப அழகு.
அந்த மாதிரி லூப் கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணி நல்லா அப்படியே, பட் ஸ்டில் அது கண்ட்ரோலும் ஆகி இட் இஸ் ஆல்சோ இட் சீம்ஸ் வெரி வெரி வெல் கண்ட்ரோல்ட், பட் ஆல்சோ வெரி வெரி ஃப்ரீ அட் த சேம் டைம். I think that is a very interesting hallmark of this style.
Subtle balance that you have.
Right. The same principle applies to the, you know, it seems like it's very very free, but it's also very very controlled, you know. Correct. Because it's rompa free ah jolly ah apdi asymmetric ah irukku, it is not falling on the beat. At the same time it feels very precise,
right?
You know, without being just completely chaotic. It is not chaotic at all. Very very well controlled. At the same time it's very very free. Exactly. I think there's one of their hallmarks.
Yeah. And then of course in the composition வந்து the musical elements இன்னொன்னு சொல்லணும் அப்படின்னா, அந்த பத்தித்துள்ள நமக்கு கொடுக்குற ஸ்கோப் ஃபார் நெரவலன்ஸ் வரும். மை பர்சனல் ஒப்பீனியன் இது வந்து இந்த பிகாஸ் இந்த அரை இடத்துல இருக்கிறனால அதுல ஒரு சதுஷதிஸ்ரம் அது வந்துடுறது ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கு. வேற
can you explain what that is, Gokul, for people who might not know? சதுஷதிஸ்ரம் இங்க எப்படி வருது?
சதுஷதிஸ்ரம் தக்கிட்ட 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 தக்கிட்ட
தி து குகுல், that's what you mean. Yeah,
so that rhythm it makes it special. Instead of pati tula இல்லையா, அது ஒரு தனி ஒரு அழகு, ஒரு கெயிட். It gives a different நெரவல் பாடுறதுக்கோ சரி, ஸ்வரம் பாடுறதுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி வந்து பொருத்தமா பாடுறது. It gives a lot of scope for all this kind of exploration. And நெரவல் பாடுறதுக்கு I really love this particular. ஏன்னா பதித்துல broche pattadikarini. So one who has obtained the birudu or the name or the reputation of protecting people who have fallen down.
Right.
And அதுல இந்த சங்கதி பார்த்தா ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். நம்ம அந்த சங்கதிஸ் that we sing, பத்தி தூல கீழ விழறது ப்ரோச்சேனா அப்படியே காப்பாத்துறது, அந்த மேல போற மாதிரி இருக்கு. ரொம்ப அழகு.
I see. So basically, I mean, in English, patitula, it's falling down. So patitula, the sangati, patitula, it's falling down the scale, where broche is lifting up from the fallen. Right. Literally what it means.
அது நம்ம ஒரு கியூவா வச்சிட்டு நரவல் பாடும் பொழுது அந்த மாதிரி that we can show those things.
Emphasize that.
ஆமா.
Right.
patitula broche pattadikarini patitula broche. So we can show those kind of நரவல் பாடுறது. ஐயோ ரொம்ப, maybe that we should do in a separate session. இந்த பதித்துள்ள எடுத்து நரவல் பண்றது.
Right. Just show what can be done with the neraval. Yeah. And just you did demonstrate the Chatushatisram with like kari sani ri sani dati da pa ma pati tula. Can you take the next one? Kari sani அந்த மாதிரி அது
பண்ணலாம். அது பண்ணலாம். அதுக்கு ஒரு செப்பரேட்
you can take it at various speeds. Yeah.
ஆம்
யா
ஆம்
வெரி குட். ஆக்சுவலி தினமணி வம்சலையும் அப்படி தான் வருது.
தினமணி வம்சம் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி சேம்
தினமணி
சேம். ஸோ
வம்
அதுல
ஆ.
யூஸ் பண்ற மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் தோஸ் ஐடியாஸ் அண்ட் கணக்கு வாட் எவர் வி டூ இதுல கூட நம்ம யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ரொம்ப
ரைட்
அழகா.
ரைட் ரைட் ரைட்
ஸோ அதுக்கு பாடுற கோர்வை இதுல பாடிக்கலாம். அதெல்லாம்
ரைட். ஆசம்.
யா
இதோட முடிஞ்சதா?
இதோட இப்போ சத்தியம்
எனிதிங் எல்ஸ்?
And by the way, we have to note that in that Brindama's repertoire or at least recordings are available. அதுல வந்து எந்துக்குர் இருதயம் இருக்கு, பத்தித்துள்ள சாரி canitODi இருக்கு, ராமன் அன்னு ப்ரோவரா கூட பாடிருக்காங்க.
ரியலி?
யா 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 இருக்கு. ரொம்ப அழகா இருக்கும். அதுல மெப்புல கையில ஒரு சங்கதி, ஐயோ அது வேற லெவல். மெப்புல கை கனதா உனா பூப்படக டிபிக்கல் அவளோட அந்த மெப்புல கை கனதா உனா பூப்படக வீர அழகா இருக்கும். அப்புறம் I have not heard யந்தரா நீத்தனா. தினமணி வம்சம் இருக்கு.
Oh really?
யா தினமணி வம்சம். யா
பியூட்டிஃபுல்.
தினமணி வம்சம்ல சங்கத்தியே இருக்காது.
ஆமா,
அவளோட தினமணி வம்சம்.
ஃபேண்டாஸ்டிக். ஸோ இதோட முடிச்சுக்கலாம் ஃபார் canitODi. தேங்க்ஸ் ஸோ மச் ஃபார் ஜாயினிங் மீ அண்ட் if nothing else we'll conclude here and then we'll see you guys in the next deep dive.
Yes.
Sounds good, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks
guys. Thanks everyone for listening. Thanks, Gokul.
Bye.